Welcome back to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the board game. This is round 7. We only have one plot left to reveal for the Master, and then he will be coming out. And I think the plan for this episode is we need to dust as many vampires as we can, because when the Master comes out, bad things happen depending on how many vampires there are on the board. So I think this round we're going to concentrate on dusting vampires. We'll see what happens. Up first is Xander. Xander is over here at the Shadow Valley Vineyard. He's going to take a basic action. Or is he? No, he's going to do his special action. He's going to do the special action to get it out of the way, which means he gets a basic action and somebody else gets a basic action. And we're going to let Buffy have a basic action. So Buffy's going to go first. She's going to dust this vampire with her wooden stake. So that's Buffy's basic action. Xander's basic action, he's just going to move. He's going to move over here to the Sunnydale Cemetery. That's it. That was his special action, which prompts, of course, an event card to happen. A demon terrorize Shadow Valley Vineyard. So he just left there, and a demon comes out to terrorize the townie. Ooh, okay, well, I'll have to live with it. A vampire lurks at the magic box. Well, Willow's been doing a good job getting rid of as many as she can, but they keep popping up. If there is currently at least one vampire sharing a location with a character, add a wound to the apocalypse track. Well, that is the case. We're going to add another wound to the apocalypse track, which means if we take a look at it, we have 6 down there now, and that's not good. All right, that was basically the first action. Up next is going to be Willow, and going to have to think a little bit here about what we want to do with Willow. All right, so to try to keep vampires under control, Willow's just going to use one of her basic actions, and she's going to use her special fight action, which is slay one baddie in your location if you have magic supplies. She has 2 magic supplies right now, so she dusts a vampire. All right, we want to get rid of vampires, remember? That's what we're trying to do. Over to Buffy. Buffy is going to do a trade action with Giles. Giles is going to give Buffy a wooden stake. And I think Buffy is going to give Giles the garlic. No, she's not. She's going to keep the garlic, but is she going to drop the garlic there? I think she is. Buffy's... do we need garlic? No, well, I don't know. Buffy's going to take the garlic. She's going to discard it. And that's a free action. So for a discard effect, she can put a garlic token down here at the Summers residence. So actually any baddie tries to move in there. The first one that tries to move in there doesn't, and we remove the garlic token. But that was her free action. So she got a stake from Giles. She dropped the garlic. Now she's going to use a basic action, not her special one, to move. And she's going to move here to the Hellmouth. There she is. Didn't use any special actions. Over to Giles. Giles now, I think, should he investigate the final plot? Or should he use a special action right now? I think Giles is actually going to investigate. He's going to do a search action. Or no, that... Oh, hang on. As soon as we do that, that brings out the big bad. And we want to get rid of vampires first. So he's going to... Sorry, I keep doing this wrong. He's going to use his special action, which means he gets to draw 4 cards and keep 2 of them. Or 4 items, keep 2 of them. So 4 items. He gets tomes, weapon, wooden stake, and weapons. So he's going to keep the wooden stake. He's going to keep the tomes. And he's going to discard the weapons. He already has weapons. And let's see. I think he's just going to... So that was his special action. Does he want to do anything else? A free action? I don't think he does. So that was his special action. After a special action, to process an event. A vampire lurks at the bronze. So these dreaded vampires that we're trying to mow down keep popping up all over the board. A townie needs help at City Hall. Okay, I think a townie does need help at City Hall. All right. And what do we got here? Place this card beside the game board until the end of the round. The vampires deal an additional wound token when they attack characters this round. Ouch! So each vampire inflicts an additional wound when they attack characters. Ooh, that's unpleasant. All right, over to Xander. Xander is here with this vampire. He has a wooden stake. He is going to use his basic action to stake the vampire, dust it, and get rid of it. Excellent. Over to Willow. Willow. What is she going to do? Willow is going to use her special ability. She's going to spend her 2 magic supplies. She gets to annihilate 2 creatures on the board of her choice. So she's going to get rid of this vampire at City Hall and the demon over at the Shadowvale Vineyards. That was Willow's special action. Yes, special actions mean event cards. A demon terrorizes Shadow Valley Vineyards. Wow, every time she blows something up, it just comes back like a rubber band. Townie needs help at the magic box. Okay, Townie needs help here at the magic box, and what other horrible thing? If there's at least one baddie sharing a location with a character, a wound is added to the apocalypse track. There's at least one baddie sharing... Yes, well, there's 2 baddies here with Buffy. So that means we get to add another wound to the apocalypse track. We're now up to 7. That's not what we want. Okay. And that's Willow's special action. Now we're over to Buffy. Does Buffy want to use her special action? I don't know. I think she does. She's going to use her special action so she can do a fight and then move, or she can move and then do a fight. She's going to do a fight action. She has 2 wooden stakes, so she's going to take 1 wooden stake, dust a vampire, then she's going to discard the wooden stake to dust a second vampire. So she just goes ahead and dusts both of these vampires. It's her special action, so now she gets to move, and I think she's going to move over. She's going to move over here to the Shadow Valley Vineyard. Probably deal with that demon, but she can't deal with demons. No, she's going to move over here to the bronze. So that's what she's done. Okay, excellent. Of course, she used her special action, though. Yep, we get another event. A vampire lurks at Sunnydale High. So all these dusted vampires just keep coming out of the woodwork. 1 at Sunnydale High. A townie needs help at the Sunnydale Cemetery. So a townie, Sunnydale Cemetery, where Xander is right now. Okay. And the text. Place this card beside the game board until the end of the round. Demons deal an additional wound token when they attack characters. So demons and vampires both deal additional wounds. Okay, well, we've got things mostly under control. That was Buffy's special action. We're now back to Giles. Does he want to... I don't think he wants to do that yet. He's going to use a basic action. And he's going to use the tome. He's going to use a search action. Search to stun 1 demon in any location. So he's going to use the tome to stun this demon. So that is done. That's Giles. Now we're back to Xander. Xander's got 2 actions left. What does Xander want to do? We want to get rid of vampires. Xander is going to use a basic action, and he's going to stun this vampire with the holy water. So what he does, over to Willow. Willow's going to use her basic action to get 2 magic items from the magic box. Then we're going to have to shuffle. So she gets, if I can find them, yeah, she gets 2. Back to 2 magic supplies, and then we're going to have to shuffle the deck. And then we're going to be back over to Buffy. which is pretty good, I think. So shuffle back to Buffy now. Everyone's used their special abilities already so far too, and I think we've done all the event cards correctly. Buffy now has 2 basic actions left. Her 1 basic action is going to be slaying the vampire. She has 1 wooden stake left. Gone. Over to Giles. Giles now, I think we have 1 vampire and 1 demon on the board. Giles now is going to do a basic action, which means he's going to investigate the Master's last plot. And let's have a look and see what it is. Vampires move 1 additional location during monster activation. We need a stake and holy water here. All right, all 3 plots have been revealed. Dun, dun, dun. The Master comes out of hiding. Now let's take a look and see what it says on his board. When the Master reveals himself, place him in the Hellmouth. Okay, Master shows up. He's in the Hellmouth. Then check this symbol for every 2 vampires on the game board. For each success, add a townie to the Apocalypse track. Well, guess what? We've done this properly. We have only 1 vampire stunned on the entire board, so we're not even going to do that check. Doesn't happen. Excellent. So the Master's here kind of looking exposed, I hope. That was Giles doing his basic action. So next up, we're going to have 1 last action for everybody. So Xander has a final action. And Xander, what does he want to do? I think he's got what he needs to foil 1 plot. So I don't think he may want to move somewhere. I think he's just going to move over to... Oh no, I think we want to save some townies, don't we? I think we're just going to... Man, let me think about this. Okay, I've thought long and hard about what Xander's going to do. He's just going to use a basic action to move here. Basically not doing anything. He has the items he wants. He's in the location to save somebody. He's done. So he basically just ran around the cemetery getting some aerobic exercise, I guess. Over to Willow. Willow is going to use her last basic action to activate the search on the magic supplies, which is remove 1 wound token from the Apocalypse track. So we look down here at the Apocalypse track. She's going to remove 1 wound token from the Apocalypse track. Yeah, everything's going okay. I think I'm not messing things up. That's Willow basically finished. Buffy has 1 action left. And Buffy's going to do a search action, which means she just draws 2 items off the item deck. She gets magic supplies and another wooden stake. So she has 2 wooden stakes and magic supplies. And for Giles' last action, I do believe he's going to use the ability of the Summer's Residence, remove 2 wounds from the Apocalypse track. So he can remove 2 wounds from the Apocalypse track, and the townies slide down. So the Apocalypse track looking pretty good. And now everyone's used all their actions. These cards are not going to have too much effect, but let's take a look at the plots again. So vampires move 1 additional location during monster activation. Well, we're in monster activation right now. After monster activation is resolved, if there's more vampires, well, that's not going to happen. And then we get to the end at the end of each round. All right, so we're into monster activation. Obviously, we've cleaned off all the demons, and vampires are either stunned, and that really takes care of monster activation. Not really happening. So now we're into end of round, and this is where the stunned creatures do their stun things. So they unstun, and now we follow the at the end of the round instructions for the big bad. Okay, so our big bad end of round, a vampire lurks at each location containing a clue token. Well, that doesn't happen. We have no more clue tokens. The Master's revealed. But we have this plot card at the end of each round. A vampire is either Hellmouth, Crypt, or Catacombs. Hellmouth, Crypt, or Catacombs. Let's put this vampire in the Crypt down here. All right, I think, is that all we need to do? I think that's board. I think there's something else in the rule book about the big bad activating, because he's on the board now. Let me just check the rules and I'll be right back. All right, so let's take a little look here at the rule book, page 12, on big bad activation, which when the big bad activates, check any of their revealed plot cards for start of monster activation and resolve any relevant effects. If the big bad has revealed itself, which he has, add 1 wound token to the Apocalypse track for each character sharing its location. Well, no characters are sharing its location, so that's basically all that's going on. So following along the steps, we've done all of the plot cards, we've done the Master's abilities, and now if a townie is in a location with a character and no enemies, rescue 1 townie for each character present. Okay, Xander's going to rescue this townie at this... we'll do that first? Yes, we do the rescuing before we do the location. That one gets rescued, and one at the... here gets rescued, and Willow rescues one at the magic box. So lots of rescuing going on. And that's it. Now we check all passive locations. So this one would be a townie moves here. This one would be a townie turns into a vampire. This one you can rescue 2. A townie would move here. It doesn't happen. Can't rescue townies here. All of those are completed. Pass the first player token clockwise. So Willow's going to be going first next turn. It's basically the end of the round. These are going to come off. Whoops. As they flip out of my hand. And that, I do believe, is the end of round 7, and we are cleaning house. I think, unless I'm doing things wrong, which I don't think I am. I think we're doing okay. So basically, the Master is here. He's available now. How we beat the Master is we need to do these plot cards. So as you can see, each one of the plot cards has symbol requirements, and then a check to get rid of it. So we're trying to get rid of the 3 plot cards, and you can do them in any order, and they all reside with the Master here. So we're going to have to get our characters here with the required equipment, pass the checks, toast the Master, win the game. So that was round 7. So once again, thanks so much for watching along. This is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the board game. We're taking on the Master, which I think is the easiest one from what I've seen or heard or read for this game. So maybe that's why we're having a relatively not a terrible time of it. So once again, thanks so much for subscribing, for liking my videos if you do, for all your comments and suggestions. Really appreciate it. So join me next time for round 8, which is either going to be the end or possibly 1 or 2 more rounds. Either the Master is going to take us down or we're going to take him down. So thanks so much for watching along. Join me next time for round 8.